All right, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, beautiful souls. So I basically got very much called out by my angels and my guides in a reading that I did for myself, basically telling me that I was not being creative enough. And if you don't think that is the case, that your angels and your guides can come through like that in tarot readings, trust me, they can, because they did that to me. So I'm going to be trying a format in this video, this pick a card reading, where my dashboard is going to kind of be my table. Now obviously there is like a curvature both in the glass and on the dashboard, and I know the dashboard is not the cleanest at the moment, but I figured I might as well just get started and try it out. Let me know how you like this format, either better or worse, whatever. Let me know in the comments below. If you are interested in booking with me, all the information is down below in the description bar, as well as links to these tarot decks. And you can find more information and booking information and other products that I have available on sunflowernae.com. So let's get started. So we have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Pile number 1 has a black obsidian. Pile number 2 has a citrine, pile number 3 has tiger's eye, and pile number 4 has an amethyst in front of it. Now, I haven't actually looked at any of these cards yet, so just go as you are intuitively guided, either by the crystal or by the number deck that it is, and let's get into it. I will give you guys just a moment to choose, and then we are going to get started. Alrighty, so let us get started. The first pile that we have is the pile with the black obsidian in front of it. And to reveal the card, it is the 9 of Pentacles: independence, success, achievement, material security. So this level, the sense of kind of financial achievement, like you've done it all, you've done all the labor, you've done all the work, you have invested, you have really put forth a lot of energy and a lot of work into this, and now has come for your time for success. Alrighty, so this can be a relationship that you have been successful with. It could be a relationship where you've been together for several months or several years, and it may be time to go to a next level. Pulling some cards from our Cosmic Hearts deck, I do have, or Cosmic Insights deck, we did have the card Pregnancy that came out. Someone is expecting. This may be a literal pregnancy, or kind of being pregnant with potential perhaps, or very much like maybe a new business is coming forth out of this relationship. We have Open Up Your Heart. It will help you attract more love. So this may also be someone who is kind of married to their career, someone who has done all the work and labor quite literally in their business or in their work realm, and it is time to find love. So definitely take it as you resonate with it. Let's see what comes out in the numerology deck. Alright, so the first card here, we have number 13, Effort, which aligns very well with the Open Up Your Heart. So again, you may be someone who hasn't really been putting a lot of effort into your love life or loving relationships. Maybe you're someone who has been kind of out of the dating game for quite a while, and it is time to get back in, right? Let's see if anything else comes out. Right, we have 85, Follow Your Dreams. Okay. Follow your dreams. This also gives us an energy of someone who has been laboring a lot, and it's really time to kind of take a break in order to move forward or go into a new venture, or to break away from what you've been comfortable with and what you've been kind of focused on doing, and shifting your view, shifting your perspective onto a new venture. Maybe for some of you, your dream is to have a family, and it's time to now shift into, like we said with the pregnancy card, into that stage of actually starting a family. All right, let's see what comes out for you in the tarot. We have the Nine of Pentacles again. So I think that is confirmation of like a job well done, and recognizing just how well and just how invested you have really been in this effort, in this energy. Maybe it's a business venture, like I said, for some of you, or a like a labor of love is what I'm hearing. So it's like you've put a lot of energy into something, whether it's business, whether it's work, whether it's your career, maybe turning your hobby into a career, and it's been a lot of work, a lot of energy, and it's now time for settling down for you. And of course, if this doesn't resonate with you, take what does resonate with you. And again, to kind of confirm all of this energy, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So the Eight of Pentacles upright is very connected to doing the work, doing the labor, you know, becoming a skilled workmanship or a skilled worker, and kind of mastering your trade, right? So in this reverse, I see it very much as now putting down your tools, putting down this effort. This might be someone who is actually retiring. Maybe it's an early retirement for you, or it's someone who has it really does give this energy of settling down to start a family. And for those who may be looking for confirmation for that, this is that confirmation energy. All right, so we have two more cards that came out here. So we have the Four of Wands that actually came out in the reverse. So I really feel like this means that for some of you, you haven't been focusing enough on home. Perhaps your angels and your guides have really been trying to get you to settle down for a long time, but you've been married to your career, you've been married to kind of the outcome of money and getting as much savings and all these things, like trying to get everything settled before you can start this. And your angels and your guides are really telling you this is the time, and let's not get caught up in a cycle of work when this amazing opportunity to create a family is before you. Now again, like I said, if it doesn't resonate with you, if you are a career woman or a career man through and through, then so be it. But this is for those of you who may be having that feeling like it's time to start a family, and it hasn't really felt it's kind of been like you've been going back and forth in your mind. We have the Ace of Cups as well, which kind of has this like outflow of love in like an opposite direction. Like you haven't been able to pour out your love in a positive way, or maybe even that you've been ignoring your emotions and ignoring that love energy in your life for a long time, and it is time to bring that back in. For some of you, you may be guided to kind of do a heart chakra healing, because I mean, if you're in this place of financial success and prosperity, you're not really fully in that root chakra survival energy, right? And you've probably been super creative in terms of business and in terms of growing your money, and your solar chakra, so your solar plexus chakra is doing pretty well because you have confidence, but maybe you haven't quite gone up to the level of love and having a love energy. For some of you, it's about breaking more into your loving, like emotional side. It really feels like this energy of someone who has a lot of boundaries and a lot of walls that they have built up, and there's nothing wrong with walls, but it's like this energy of like it's time to open up some more. Let's see if anything else comes out. Otherwise, oh yep, we have one more. So we have the Four of Swords in reverse. Again, that energy of like kind of waking up. The Four of Swords in reverse and upright is much about rest, right? So in this energy, it's like this energy of, okay, it's time to wake up. It's time to stop being, it's not like you haven't been awake like naturally, but it's like your angels and your guides want you to wake up to a new kind of part of your life, wake up to the new possibilities, the new opportunities. If you are someone who's already in a relationship, this is perhaps a reminder for you that, you know, you need to kind of open up again with your significant other and revitalize the love that is between you. All right, and we have the Emperor in reverse. So this may be you in like your masculine energy, whether you're male or female, but in that like masculine energy of do, of manifesting, of creating, of it's time to now put that down and settle down. Please note that if you aren't someone who connects with the energy of family or creating a family, for one, it might be that you need some healing surrounding that. So if you do have like parental energy, that maybe you were raised in a household that wasn't very loving, or you were raised in a household that didn't really show or express love in a healthy way, and you now have a blockage concerning love and concerning family for yourself, you may want to consider doing some healing meditations concerning healing parental wounds, concerning healing your energy around love, doing some shadow work concerning your love as well. And actually with that, I am going to just pull one more set of cards from the Heal Yourself deck, just to see what comes out, because you may need to do some shadow work. Now, there are those who just simply don't have a contract on this in this incarnation to create a family, and that is perfectly okay. You take this family situation as you may. Maybe for someone here, it might be going from one business to another. Maybe you've kind of reached a height of success in one part of your life and it's time to create or go after a new venture. So again, take it as it resonates. If it doesn't resonate in terms of family, just kind of use your intuition to understand where else it might be, what other part of your life it may be impacting, right? So let's see what comes out. Okay, so there is one. Oh, interesting. So we have number 33, sexual arts. Now this honestly can lend to many different things. So it could be someone who, I don't mean to say this in like, it's definitely not in a judgmental way, but you might be someone who goes through partners very quickly. Like you tend to alternate between people in your life very quickly, never really attaching emotionally. And what your angels and your guides are telling you is that it's time to kind of slow down and have passion and more emotional connection with a single person, if that's what resonates with you. Or it may be someone who has trauma around sexual acts and someone who needs to heal through that in order to break into this space of intimacy. Or maybe you're someone even who you're having trouble with intimacy in your marriage, and this is kind of like you need to overcome this in order to get to that next step in life of pregnancy and family, if that is what you desire. There is a lot of energy here, that a lot of different things this could mean, but it is a general reading. But with sexual arts coming out, it definitely is a focus on the sacral chakra, and you definitely want to consider how your sacral chakra is being kind of stifled in your life, or where you're stifling your sacral chakra, and therefore your connection to creativity and your connection to, I almost see this as being someone who's like an air sign or an earth sign. Like you're very grounded in terms of like the physical things and the kind of like right brain things. Is it right brain? Like you're more like logical than anything else, and it's like spirit wants you to break into creativity and more kind of artsy, sexual, like having a more whimsical side of life. I do apologize for the sound outside, but that is the end of this reading. If you would like to go deeper with me, definitely book with me down below in the description bar and comment if this reading resonates with you in any way. All right, welcome to deck number 2. Thank you so much for joining me. You have picked the pile that is citrine, and now let's reveal what your card says. We have the Ace of Cups, new feelings, emotional awakening, love overflow. So already you might already be someone who is very expressive and you tend to pour out your emotions very easily. This might be a fire sign, or you might be in a relationship with someone who is very open with their hearts, and you are kind of maybe the opposite. So let's see what comes out. So the first deck is going to be the Cosmic Insights deck. So I'm just going to shuffle that for you and we're going to see what comes out. Alrighty, so we already have 2 cards that popped out here. The first card is Vacation. You will be traveling soon, okay? So maybe for some of you, it might be time to take a family vacation or a romantic vacation with your significant other. But then we have no, it's not the right time. And I am going to get clarification on this and what this might mean for you. No. So let's see if anything else comes out from the Cosmic Insights deck. Oh, we do have one more card. We have moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. For some of you, this may be an indication that it's not the right time to move in with your partner, significant other, but we are going to see what comes up in the other cards. So the next deck is going to be our numerology deck. Let's see what comes out for pile number 2. Ooh, okay. Number 11, individuality. Okay, so this already quite literally gives us energy of having boundaries. So for some of you, you might be in a space where you are so loving and so giving with your emotions that angels and guides are telling you it's time to separate yourself, go on vacation, take a break, and have some time for you. So this might be an energy of like you pouring out so much of yourself. Maybe you might be what people consider a people pleaser, and please don't take that to heart in a negative way, but it might be like you're so invested in the emotions of others and the heart of others that it's time to start focusing on yourself a little bit more, setting boundaries, setting like really legitimately taking time for yourself. So this might literally be a solo vacation for some of you. Maybe in a marriage, a long-term marriage, it's starting to get a little bit dull or a little bit like stifled. Maybe for some of you it's time to take some time apart, not like a divorce, not necessarily a separation, but literally, quite literally, just taking some time for yourself. And this can be a man or a woman watching, so take it as it resonates with you. Right, we have a few more cards that popped out here, and then we're going to move on to the tarot. All right, so we have 22, intuition, which is really interesting. You got 11 and 22. So maybe this separation or this level of boundaries might be to grow your intuition a little bit stronger. We have 63, parenting. So you may already be a parent. You may be someone who needs to heal parental wounds. You may be someone who quite literally, it might be someone who is a parent and just needs a break. And it's not a negative thing to need a break from your child or your children or your spouse. Like it feels very much like solo vacation energy. And then we got teaching and learning. So I get 2 things from this. This might be someone who is meant to do a lot more than maybe being a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad. I don't know why that's the vibe that I'm getting. You could also be working as well, but it almost feels like either one, you need to take like a spiritual retreat to rejuvenate yourself and rejuvenate your energy, so that you can come back in a better energy. It could also be like counseling as well. But it could also be someone who hasn't yet tapped into their potential as a teacher, and someone who might quite literally need to start a business or start a new venture as a teacher, or as, I don't want to say guru, but maybe you might feel called towards coaching, towards doing a little bit more in your life. And I don't know why I'm seeing like the number 47, or like someone in their 40s perhaps, where you feel like you're too old. Maybe you've already been a parent, maybe you're a divorcee, a recent widow, and this is your time to kind of take back your time in life, take back, not even take back, but like start something new in your life, and kind of move in a new energy towards something that's healing for yourself. All right, so let me shuffle some tarot cards and we'll see what comes out for you as well. For those who may be interested, this is the Cosmic Coven tarot deck. So if you would like to buy it, it is linked down below. Let's see what comes out for pile number 2. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands that came out here, right? So the Knight of Wands is about action, and this almost feels like a slowing down. Maybe, like I said before, I think that you have been in an energy of going. Maybe you've kind of been tunnel vision, and it's time to slow down and reassess what's happening. But now we have the Ace of Cups that came out in reverse. So again, this has the energy of setting boundaries, and let me just move these over here. Setting new boundaries and kind of refilling your own cup, taking your emotions into perspective, and really being, I don't want to say like, I'm getting like Four of Pentacles energy, not being like selfish, I guess, with your energy, but it really feels like it's a time of focusing on yourself, and it doesn't have to be a selfish thing. We have the Queen of Swords, so this quite literally could be a mother or a woman, or someone who needs to take back their feminine energy as well, but like literally living in your truth, living in your honesty. Perhaps up until now you've been living for others. We have the Ten of Cups in reverse. Maybe you've been living for others, and it's quite literally time to take back your happiness and to find new happiness, right? We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So kind of like maybe you've been assessing and kind of been distracted by too many things, and now it's really time to just choose the one thing that you know is going to make you happy. It's not about anyone else's choices, it's not about anyone else's desires for your life. It is your decision, it is your season, is what I'm hearing. This is literally the season of you. All right, so we have the the Six of Cups that came out here as well. So that energy of like healing your inner child, strengthening your inner child. For a lot of you, it's gonna be a sense of like going back to maybe something you did before you were married or before you were a parent that you really loved. I almost it's like Marge Simpson in The Simpsons, when she rediscovers her love of art, something that she kind of hid away for a while because she became a mom and she couldn't pursue her goals. And I've actually seen that in like several different movies and shows, like Bel Air, with Will Smith's or not Will Smith, but with the aunt. Like, she was an artist, and like it's like you get to that point in your life where your kids are kind of all grown up, it's self-sustaining, and it's time for you to look at your goals again. And even if your kids aren't fully grown, it's in this energy of like you've been great enough and you can do both, right? So even that vacation might literally be kind of finding the thing that makes you happy again and doing that. And if you have any kind of doubt of whether you'll be successful at it, we have the Nine of Pentacles that came out, which is like the ultimate kind of energy of success, besides the Ten of Pentacles. So like it will work out, you will succeed, you will find happiness and stability in it as long as you are confident in yourself. Now we have the Lovers in reverse here, so I feel like this is an energy of reuniting with an old love, which doesn't have to be a person. Like I said before, this could be in the energy of like a divorcee, but also like recognizing that, like rekindling that love with something that you used to love, like a hobby, or for some of you it quite literally might be, if you're a widower or a divorcee, it might be literally an energy of finding someone new, or even finding someone old, like rekindling an old relationship, and not feeling guilty about it necessarily, especially if you're in this energy of like transition, or it's felt like you've kind of been alone for a long time. This is like a rekindling of love in your life. So we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse, this energy of confession and truth. So if you've been kind of holding back your feelings from someone because maybe you're a divorcee or you're a widow and you're scared about how it might impact your children or something of that nature, your angels and your guides are telling you that either, for one, it might be time for you to confess your feelings and be honest about how you feel, or that person is going to come to you and offer you this kind of renewed energy, and it's time for you to, I guess, take it or assess it at least, or at least take it into consideration. We do have the Seven of Pentacles that came out in reverse, so I wonder what this means in relation to, I just got a whole new download. So this can be someone completely different. It can also be that you are in a loveless relationship where there is a lot of conflict and disharmony, and the confession that comes forth is like someone saying, like actually declaring that this isn't working anymore, I think it's time to separate, and finally kind of speaking up, especially if it's a marriage that has been held together like for the sake of the kids. Maybe the kids are all grown up now, or they're at least old enough to understand, and it's time to just like make a decision, basically. And that Seven of Pentacles in reverse is kind of this energy of like you've built something really great together already, but it's time to let it go now, or it's something that has been grown long enough and it's time to let it go now. So definitely take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it, of course, but that's the kind of like the flip side of that energy. Once I got the Seven of Pentacles and I was like, okay, what does this mean? And then it kind of, that came out. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, of course. Let's see if anything else wants to come out with the cards. Oh, we have the Devil, temptation. Okay. I feel like with each new card that comes out at this point, it feels like different versions of a story. So this can be for many different people, as it should be. It is a general reading. So with the Devil coming out, this could be in one way, it could be a relationship where you're staying in it for money, or you're staying in it for something not related to love, and it's time to let go. Or it could be a relationship where things aren't going well. Either way, it gives this energy of letting go of something that is holding you back, or letting go of something that is holding you hostage. With the Seven of Swords in reverse as well, with that confession energy, if this is a spouse who maybe has held, or a partner who has, it feels like they have restricted you, or you feel like you've been restricted by them kind of going and getting to do their own thing, but you haven't gotten to do it, your thing, or you've put your life on pause because of them. It's time for some open communication. again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We are just okay. So I was gonna say I'm going to shuffle some cards from the Heal Yourself deck, but we had several cards that popped out here. So I don't really read reversals for these oracle cards, but if it resonates with you to read them that way, then definitely do so. The first card we have is Have Faith. So having faith in yourself, having faith that this is going to work out, etc., etc. We have 27, Help from Above. So having faith that you're being helped from above. How teachable are you? Which is interesting because we have the teaching and learning card that came out before. So if it is time to learn something new, how willing are you to learn something new? Are you going to allow yourself to be stuck in this perception and story that you can't learn anything new because you're too old? We do have self-sabotage here, so kind of being in that victim consciousness of like, I can't possibly branch out and do this, or I haven't done this in years, so I can't possibly be successful, or we've been together for so long, we can't possibly come apart now. Like, there's a lot of different energies that are coming through. So again, if you'd like a personal reading, definitely book with me down below in the description bar, all the details. But yeah, there is kind of this energy of someone who's a little bit older, and you don't have to necessarily be older or in a midlife crisis or in the middle of your life, or it may not even be that at all, but it feels like someone who's already gone through a lot, and it's quite literally time to let it go and start new. I know the death card didn't come out, but it really does feel like a renewal energy, like something needs to end and something else needs to begin. So of course, take it as it resonates. I am always going to say that. Don't make any rash decisions based on a reading, but I'm hoping that some of this gave you guys confirmation. So I will see you guys in the next reading or the next deck if you feel drawn to one. Alrighty, welcome pile 3. I don't wish to alarm you, definitely do not be alarmed by this, but I must share this. So I just finished deck 2, and in regards to deck 3, even before accessing the card, there's already like a lot of chaos energy around it, and I did actually see the card, so you can probably see what's coming. Don't click off just because you heard that. But there, like, even with like putting the deck 2 card back up, and it's like all these things started falling, and it's like all this commotion. So as you may have guessed, pile number 3, we have the Tower. Disaster, trauma, upheaval, destruction, secrets revealed. Now, the Tower is a learning lesson. It is not something to be feared. So we are going to dive deeper into this. So, pile 3, why is there disaster around you? What is happening in your life? Maybe you might feel like you're in a season of chaos in a relationship or in your life, your career. This is mainly focused on relationship, but interesting. So first card that popped out was date night. So for some of you, you might be getting into a new relationship or kind of getting back on the dating scene, and it may not be feeling like it's going very well, or maybe you're in a relationship that has been kind of in an upheaval and you're trying to kind of restore things, but it's not going too well, right? We do have someone else, okay, that came out here. It doesn't necessarily mean like another partner or another third party, but it does say someone is in the middle, someone is trying to sabotage this. Take this with a grain of salt. It may not necessarily be like that, someone like trying to sabotage your relationship. It could be a third party, like children, or something a little more like it doesn't have to be super dramatic. Let's see what comes out here. Okay, so we have yes, luck is on your side. For some of you, maybe you are the someone else, and this is like This is a messy deck. You might be the someone else, and maybe things might lean into your favor. Oh, this is sticky. This is sticky. This is very sticky. And then we have pets. Getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. Okay, so this might be an energy of separation, and things around the separation are tricky, messy, and chaotic, and there's too many things involved. And maybe you might need to get a pet, or maybe there's a fight over a pet happening. This is very interesting. Let's see what comes out with the numerology deck. This is the first deck so far where honestly it doesn't feel so clear, which I think is the point. Because with all this chaos energy, it's like it feels like so much is happening at once, and I'm even feeling like this pressure on my crown chakra right now, where it's like it just feels like this is all a headache for you. Now, we did get adventure that came out in the reverse. Again, I normally don't read reversals for cards, oracle cards, but for some of you, you may need this new sense of adventure in your life. I do apologize for the sounds that are happening in the background. This again feels kind of in line with the chaotic energy. Okay. And all my cards just fell from my numerology deck. So, okay, let's pause for a second. Let's take a deep breath, and I will come back in just a few moments. All right, we're back. A lot of buses and movement, and again, with that adventure card, it may be time for some of you to take an adventure. Like, take a trip, get out of this situation, and just like put it all behind you. But let's see what else comes out from the oracle deck. So we have love. Maybe it might be time for new love in your life, or a rekindling of love, a rekindling of relationship. Take it as it resonates. See if anything else wants to come out. We have one more card. Creativity. Okay, so this feels kind of similar to pile number 2 in the energy of like someone who's going through a separation energy, or going through, I don't want to say separation, because separation isn't always the answer or the case, but it just feels like someone who is venturing into something new. It might be new love, it might be a new creative venture, it might be kind of renewing and finding yourself in a new way, doing something new. Let's see what comes out with the tarot cards. And this is from the Cosmic Coven decks. Oh, the 7 of Swords, that venture energy, that like moving forward, we're going forward. This could be mentally or physically, kind of like in one way moving on mentally in your mind and choosing to let go, but in another sense maybe actually taking a literal journey. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this may be something you've been wanting to do for some time, but you haven't taken the steps to do that. It's like someone who hasn't been nurturing themselves in a positive way for a long time. You've maybe been out of balance for a long time as well, with this Temperance in reverse. That love card from the numerology deck could also be like loving yourself, loving on like your passions and your creativity. For some of you, you may be facing financial hardship in the midst of all this, which attributes to the Tower. So maybe you've gone through a messy divorce where you were left with nothing, you were left out in the cold. But it is time to move. It is time maybe to change states, change cities. You're being surrounded by the same people who hurt you, or you being near the people who hurt you. Maybe a court case has just ended, or this whole divorce case has finally ended. Your angels and your guides are telling you it's time to go. We have the 4 of Wands that came out here. So this sense of home. It feels like reestablishing a new home, reestablishing a new and even for the financial hardship, it might be like, well, I can't buy a new house. I'm not meaning it literally. It's like finding your new foundation in something new. I also kind of see this as someone who kind of lost everything, but maybe you still have a car, maybe you still have a van or a vehicle, and it's like almost going on the road, which is very reminiscent of my own situation here. But it really just feels like someone, maybe a man or a female, who has gone through a separation, who has gone through a breakup maybe, and it's literally time to kind of get out on the road. If you are interested in like van life and like travels like that, there is a gentleman on YouTube called The Fine Prince who, shortly after his own like breakup or situation in his life that was kind of messy, he got on the road. He found creativity and passion in like building out his van, and he got on the road. So for some of you, this might be a similar story where this is kind of like that karmic thing in your life that shifts you into something completely different, completely new. It feels painful and it hurts right now, but it's also almost like this energy of something that's meant to push you into something better, something completely new, and you're gonna find so much purpose and love in this that it's like it's the right thing. So we also have the Ace of Cups. Alright, pile number 3. This has been the most interrupted, chaotic reading I've had in this entire deck, like, pile so far. So this is so crazy. The last card that I pulled was the Ace of Cups in reverse, where I was saying it's time to kind of find a renewed love energy for yourself, and in doing something maybe by yourself or in a new adventure. And then we had the Seven of Cups that came out as well. This energy of maybe having many more choices than you think you do. And then I turned over the deck, and I did have the Death card in reverse. So there's this level of fear and restriction, maybe fear of change, maybe fear of having to be on your own, or having to do something by yourself or on your own. And your angels and your guides are really just here to support you and let you know that you will be okay, but you need to take the first step. And finally, we are just gonna pull some cards from the Heal Yourself deck to see if there's any shadow work you may need to work through or work on, besides this energy of like kind of fear of change. So we have Wild that came out. Some of you need to let out your wild side. Maybe you've been kind of tame and timid in this relationship that is ending, and it is time for you to find your wild side. I heard wild child, so kind of rediscovering yourself and trying new things, trying new experiences. We have Family and Tribe. For some of you, it might be growing closer to your family in a new way, or finding your tribe in a new set of people. Maybe the people around you currently haven't been serving you in a positive way. I don't mean servitude, but I mean like maybe you're surrounded by friends or family who have been really ridiculing to you or really negative to you in this time when you need their support. And this is an indication from Spirit that it's time to kind of go out on your own and do your own thing. And then we have the Healing card, which came out, which I feel like is very on point with the energy that you need to be in. So we had adventure, we had moving on, we had the Chariots, we had a lot of energy of just moving forward and moving past this. For some of you, it's going to be quite literally taking a trip or creating a whole new lifestyle for yourself, and not being afraid of the outcome, knowing again that you are supported in the midst of this tower that is happening, and knowing that everything is going to be okay. I do apologize for all the interruptions that happened in your reading, but again, it kind of all fits with the energy. So yeah, also this final message of not being too blindsided or caught up in everything that's happening. Kind of try to take a back seat to everything that is happening, and like stepping away, stepping back from it, not being too emotionally involved with it, kind of that Ace of Cups in reverse as well, and kind of going inward. I know the Hermit didn't come up, but I did just see the Hermit card in my mind's eye with in this particular deck, where the person is kind of sitting in a meditation pose. So for some of you, it's quite literally a time to kind of withdraw for yourself, for your own energy, for your own sake, and for your own healing. All right, so time to go to the next pile. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you would like to book a more personal reading with me, definitely do so down below. All the information is in the description bar. You can find me at sunflowerrenee.com. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading or the next deck if you are guided to another one. Okay, welcome to deck number 4. You chose the Amethyst, and let us get straight into your card. So your card is the 3 of Pentacles: teamwork, alliance, apprenticeship, growth, shared goals. I know this is teamwork, but I'm seeing it as an energy of like a family unit. So a family unit that is coming together to support each other. Of course, we haven't yet pulled the cards, but it feels more like a family unit energy that we are dealing with here, even though it is, you know, surrounded in relationship, but it feels almost like a parent and children, or 2 parents and a child, but it feels like family unit energy. So let's see what comes out for you, pile number 4 today. First deck that we are shuffling is the Cosmic Insights deck, which I've been pulling for all the decks so far. Let's see if anything wants to come out. Okay, so the first card, we have Caution. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. Okay, so this may also be a third-party situation. Take it as it resonates. Leave what doesn't. But we have Caution, so there is something that you need to be caution about, maybe in making a next step, in making a decision. We have Pets, getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. Funnily enough, it may be something like whether or not you should be getting a pet for your children or for your family. Interesting. We have Water sign: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let me just shuffle one more time. Ooh, okay, so there are quite a few cards that popped out. This is definitely more cards than any other deck so far, but let's see. So we have gambling, problems with addiction or gambling, bad finances. So you might be dealing with some financial hardship due to a spouse or a partner, or even a child that is influencing the whole family in a negative way. We have Manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want. Perhaps you are trying to manifest more money, and this is all kind of putting a dent in your manifestation practice or energy. Like you feel like you're trying to achieve this goal or achieve this maybe perfect family, perfect trinity, and things are just not working out. Like there's too much chaotic energy going on around you. All right, so the next deck that we have is the numerology deck. Let's see if we can get a little bit more clarity for pile number 4. So we have Health. Okay, with the Caution card, it feels like a very similar energy. I know it says finding out more information, maybe not jumping to conclusions, maybe being very cautious in how you handle the situation, because it could affect everyone in a much more negative way or deeper way. We have number 3, creativity. All right, this almost feels like it could be someone in your family or a situation where someone tried to start a business and it's not working out too well, and you kind of have to bail them out. That's very specific, so again, if it doesn't resonate. So 3 more cards popped out. We have Healing, number 66, Spiritual Career, number 78, and 93, Happy Ending. This is very odd, but seeing that Health and Healing has come out twice now, this may be a situation where someone needs to pursue alternative medicine or pursue a quite literally spiritual healing, holistic health venture. It could be like you and coming together with a group of people to form this business, and there may be a little bit of upset or unrest. Maybe your business is facing financial issues because of a particular person, a particular thing. Maybe your resources and assets are being kind of spread too thin. There's a lot of different energy here, so as a general reading, again, like I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but this could quite literally be a situation where maybe you need to go an alternate route for the sake of someone who's in a unhealthy, like who might be sick or unhealthy, and in the midst of this there's like financial issues. It definitely feels like a lot going on here. So let's see what the tarot brings out to clarify. Okay, so we have the moon in reverse, which is clarity. So you might be getting clarity about the situation. We have the world that came out, which is kind of like completion of a cycle, completion of an energy. We have death, death, rebirth. It doesn't have to be physical death. It can be change, something shifting. Whew. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, this kind of like resistance or inhibition of doing something. But then we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Wands in reverse. So these three cards kind of feel like this Three of Pentacles energy, in that it feels like people with very opposing ideas and very opposing beliefs trying to come together to do something. So I get this energy of like conflict or quarrel, where it's like you're trying to get on the same page about something but it's not happening. Again, this can still be a family unit, but it can also just be a business relationship that's not going too well. We have the Fool, this energy of just going with the flow, new beginnings, which kind of sits with the Death card as well, starting something new. Some of you might be needing to go out on your own and start something new. So instead of being in this apathetic energy where you can't make a decision, maybe with these other people, you're maybe the fourth cup that has to make its own way and do its own thing in that Fool energy. Alright, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, waiting rather than action. We have the Devil in reverse, freedom. Whew. There's a lot of like different potentialities here, and maybe that's the point. It's almost like someone who has a lot of different choices. Maybe it's also this energy of maybe you have multiple people who are interested in you, or multiple people who, like, if you go one way or another, there are different paths you can choose. This may not even be like a physical relationship. It could be quite literally choices. But also, like, with these last two cards, the Eight of Wands in reverse of waiting and the Devil in reverse, freedom, it's just energy of like taking it slow and making a smart, decisive action and decisive energy after really taking time to think and ponder upon everything, not just rushing into it. We have the Knight of Cups, who's like the diplomat, like the life of the party, very charismatic. So you may be someone who's trying to settle a quarrel or a disagreement between people, and you're trying to kind of figure out, you're like the level-headed one in this group, where you take everything into consideration and you're trying to guide everyone in the right way. We have the Queen of Cups, so again, that energy of like nurturing. Like, this feels like this third party or fourth party person who's just trying to get everything back into alignment, and you may be like a head of household who's trying to get everything like there just seems to be a lot of chaos around you, and you're trying your best to balance everything out with the Two of Pentacles. And it's just like all this energy, and it almost feels like you're the only one who can make that decision because you're the only one who's level-headed enough. Maybe you've been trying to like stay out of something where it's like, actually we're gonna need you to come in and make this a little bit easier for everyone. We have the Emperor in reverse, so you might be feeling like you always take the lead and you always you know, you're always the one to have to do this, and you're kind of tired of doing it. It feels like that friend in the group who's the therapist, who's always having to take on everyone else's emotions and having to deal with everything emotionally. You might be emotionally exhausted, and you just need to take time for yourself. Maybe with the healing cards and the spiritual healing, spiritual career. This might actually be showing you, in a weird way, this reading or this situation might be showing you that you are supposed to be pursuing a career where you are responsible for helping people heal and helping people work through things. So this almost even feels like someone who might be like trying to figure out what they're meant to do, and then the spiritual career of like counseling, coaching, like this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And we have the Seven of Pentacles that came out to kind of confirm that. Okay, so we have 3 more cards that came out here. The Empress popped out in reverse. So for some of you, you are stifling your creativity. Maybe you need to pursue creative ventures or kind of come back in tune with your sacral chakra energy in order to kind of renew your sense of self and renew your, I know solar plexus has to do with confidence, but really going into a space of going within and knowing and learning what it is you really want and desire. Maybe there's like way too much energy around you and you're an empath and you're someone who just needs to take time to yourself to reassess and to figure out what's going on. And to kind of confirm that, we have the 3 of Wands that came out as well. That journeying energy, like actually taking the step forward after planning for a while. Page of Cups, maybe you've been in your head for a minute and you're not quite sure what it is that you are meant to do. So I guess in confirmation, we do have the 3 of Cups that came out again in the reverse. So kind of maybe leaving some people behind in order to get clarity for yourself, or kind of coming out of the situation of being in this group where this chaos is always happening, and it's time for you to kind of extricate yourself from it. It could also be someone who's in this third-party situation that's kind of super messy and you just don't want to be a part of it anymore. It's time for you to come out of it. It could be a group of friends, it could be a relationship, it could be a family. Regardless of it, it's like a group situation that is really harming you. And it just feels like there's a lot of your energy going into it. If you would like a more personalized reading, of course, book with me down below. The description bar has all the details, but I'm gonna pull some more cards from the Heal Yourself deck. But yeah, if any of this does resonate with you, definitely consider booking with me for a more personal reading, for some more clarity, so we can pull some more cards specific to your situation. All right, so from the Heal Yourself deck, we have pay attention to signs. So for some of you, this might be red flags. In this group, maybe you're choosing between 2 different people for a relationship, and it's like, hey, pay attention to the red flags, green flags. Things may not be as they seem. For those of you where this is more about your career, this is gonna be about looking at the signs around you of like, maybe this is an indicator for you that this is what you're meant to pursue. We have rejection. So in terms of relationship, maybe you might be the one who is rejecting others, or you might be in this energy of rejection but you're still trying to hold on to people, which doesn't feel too healthy. Again, personal readings are available for more clarity. We have victim consciousness. Ay. that's icky. That's like someone who isn't quite taking responsibility or accountability, and maybe that is a sign that you need to pay attention to if you're in a third-party relationship, or you're in a relationship where people keep coming back to you and trying to resolve things, but it just makes things more messy for you, etc, etc. And I am looking down at my the bottom of my numerology deck, and it says love partnership. So for someone here, this is a love relationship that's just getting a little too messy. It might not be a third party from like your ex or something, but it might be their ex, or maybe a friend that's trying to get in between, or it's just like there's too much conflict going on. It feels like you're meant to kind of step aside and step apart from that and find your own internal peace. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this reading. If you feel drawn to any other deck, definitely go and watch that deck. If you feel guided to get a more personal reading from me, once again, definitely do book down below, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.